Hey, what's up? Lightbolt Joe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2008 cult classic comedy film Harold and Kumar Escape Guantanamo Bay. Escape from Guantanamo Bay. This film came out 4 years after Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, but it takes place a week after, technically a day after the first movie ends. So the first movie ends with the two stoner bros that they are just finishing their large White Castle meal. Harold winds up making out with Maria in the elevator. She says she's going to Amsterdam. Kumar's like, yo, we got to go to Amsterdam, right? So then the movie opens up. Harold is dreaming about Maria in the shower, and then Kumar is on the toilet just exploding everywhere. Literally saying, dude, do you not remember how we just ate 30 burgers and 5 orders of fries? Hysterical. So then they get on a plane. Kumar smuggles in some marijuana and his homemade bong, which is like a vaporizer kind of thing. Before vaping was a thing, to be honest. And so they're mistaken for terrorists to get sent to Guantanamo Bay, escape Guantanamo Bay, which is in Cuba, for those of you who did not know that. On Cuba, in Cuba. So they meet some Cubans. They go to Miami, Florida. They meet up with their friend Reza, who gives them a car. They wind up in Alabama, and they meet this sister, brother, husband, wife combo with an inbred Cyclops son in the basement. Then they wind up in a whorehouse in Texas with Neil Patrick Harris again, who's high on shrooms, seeing unicorns galore. The whorehouse has many escapades in itself. Then they wind up going back into Texas. No, well, their objective is to get to Texas because Colton and Vanessa being Kumar's ex, Colton being the guy who got Harold the job or something like that at the bank firm that he's doing, the accountant, whatever. But also, really, Harold let Colton, cheat off his tests all the time back in college. So because Colton's family is like really wealthy and important in the government, the idea is that Colton can help get them off, like help clear their names because they're clearly not terrorists. So they wind up going to Colton's house. Colton then betrays them and passes them off to the FBI, and then they wind up escaping again from an airplane and crash landing into George W. Bush's house in Texas, and they wind up getting high with George W. Bush, and Bush clears their name, and it's quite hysterical, really. The Republican president of that time period literally getting high with Harold and Kumar. It was never knew anyone needed any of this, and it's hysterical that it actually happened. Because then, months after this movie came out, Obama was elected, so it was a fun, quick turnaround of events, politically speaking. So Bush gets them off. Harold and Kumar crash Vanessa and Colton's wedding, saying how much of a douchebag this Colton guy is. And so Kumar then, tells a poem to Vanessa that he refused he would ever say, but, that's the embarrassing thing to get her not embarrassed anymore. And, so then they all wind up in Amsterdam, all 4 of them. You got Vanessa and Kumar, you got Harold. The objective was to see Maria in Amsterdam, right? So then they go to see Maria in Amsterdam, and then in the credits, it's this adventure in Amsterdam. It's just so fun. It is very, again, just like the first movie, it's homophobic, it's racist, it's stereotypical. But that's what the jokes were then. That's what was funny back then. You would never, ever, ever have a film like that again. Now, it's just not a thing. 11 years ago was a vastly different time. I was in high school. I graduated high school in 2008. Very different time. Very different time. But I'm glad to see the progress that we've come this far. To an extent. We got a lot more work to do on the stereotyping and racism. Especially now. Now more than ever. But I'm glad to see the technology has increased a lot, that's for sure. Inclusivity has come quite a deal, that's for sure. Yeah, good tossing of salad. Mucho mahalo.